Have you ever wondered what happens when an ordinary wine cabinet becomes America's most feared cursed object? Because what I'm about to tell you about the Dybbuk box will make you question everything you thought you knew about the supernatural. Picture this. It's 1916 in Galicia, Poland. During a mysterious seance, someone acquires what appears to be a simple wine cabinet. Little did they know, this innocent-looking piece of furniture would eventually become the stuff of nightmares, earning the terrifying title of the Dybbuk box. But here's where things get really interesting. This cursed cabinet disappeared for nearly a century, only to resurface in the most unexpected place, eBay. Yes, you heard that right. In 2011, someone decided to sell what they claimed was a haunted Jewish wine box on the world's largest online marketplace. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds like something straight out of a horror movie. But the experiences reported by the box's modern owners are far more disturbing than any Hollywood script could imagine. The current owner's testimony reads like a descent into madness. He described waking up in the middle of the night to invisible hands scratching his arms, leaving real physical marks on his skin. Imagine lying in bed, feeling something clawing at you, but seeing absolutely nothing there. The terror doesn't stop there. Hallucinatory shadows began stalking through his home, moving independently of any light source. These weren't fleeting glimpses in his peripheral vision. These were full-bodied apparitions that seemed to watch his every move. The psychological toll became so severe that he experienced nightmares so vivid and terrifying that he nearly crashed his car into a tree while driving, completely disoriented between dream and reality. But here's what makes the Dybbuk box truly unique among cursed objects. It's not just one person's story. Every single caretaker who has possessed this cabinet has reported escalating paranormal activity that follows a disturbing pattern. The phenomena always starts small, maybe a strange noise here or there, perhaps an unexplained cold spot. But then things rapidly intensify. Mysterious voices begin speaking in empty rooms, often in languages the owners don't recognize. Physical injuries appear without explanation. Scratches, bruises, even burns that manifest seemingly out of nowhere. The psychological effects prove even more devastating. Owners report debilitating anxiety that persists even when they're nowhere near the box. Some describe feeling watched constantly, as if malevolent eyes follow their every movement. Others experience sudden personality changes, becoming aggressive or withdrawn in ways completely unlike their normal behavior. What's particularly chilling is how the box seems to actively resist being discarded. Multiple owners have tried to get rid of it, only to have it mysteriously return or cause such catastrophic events in their lives that they feel compelled to take it back. Enter Zach Bagans, the paranormal investigator famous for ghost adventures. Recognizing the box's notoriety, Bagans acquired it for his Las Vegas museum, where it now sits as one of the most requested exhibits. Visitors often report feeling overwhelmed by negative energy even when simply viewing the cabinet from behind protective barriers. But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. Experts remain deeply divided about what's actually happening with this object. Some paranormal researchers insist the cabinet genuinely harbors a Dybbuk, a malevolent spirit from Jewish folklore that possesses objects and torments the living. These believers point to the consistency of reported experiences across different owners, the specific cultural elements that align with traditional Dybbuk possession stories, and the apparent intelligence behind the phenomena. They argue that something this persistent and targeted cannot be explained by mere suggestion or coincidence. However, skeptics offer a compelling counter-argument. They suggest the Dybbuk box represents a perfect storm of psychological manipulation, where the power of suggestion combines with confirmation bias to create perceived supernatural experiences. The fact that owners know the box's reputation before acquiring it, they argue, primes them to interpret normal events as paranormal. So what's the truth? Is the Dybbuk box a genuine supernatural artifact that channels malevolent forces from beyond our understanding? Or does it simply represent humanity's willingness to believe in the impossible when faced with the unexplained? The cabinet continues to sit in Bagan's museum, waiting silently behind its protective glass. Whether it contains an ancient evil or merely reflects our deepest fears, one thing remains certain. The Dybbuk box has earned its place as America's most terrifying cursed object. What do you think? Would you dare to spend a night alone with the Dybbuk box? But if you think the Dybbuk box unleashed horrors beyond imagination, steel yourself for a battle of faith and flesh unlike anything you've seen. Click now to watch our previous video, where a 12-year-old boy became the unwilling host of forces darker than any cabinet could contain. The link is on screen and down in the description. Smash that play button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss this true story of possession and survival. Dare to face the real exorcism. Real,